But first, someone whose remarkable talents and idiosyncrasies could only have survived and flourished in England's green and pleasant land. Ladies and gentlemen, the sublime Mr. Kenneth Williams.
Oh, this is nice. Not PVC. It's not PVC, is it? I hope it's not. You know, it sticks to your bum. It's dreadful. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I realised it is real calf, isn't it? Leather.
It is, yes.
You do yourselves well here, don't you? Nice. I like all that ritzy stuff.
You do?
Yes,
There's a lot
indeed.
of shrieking going on just there
Yes.
when your name was announced.
Well, I'm not surprised. I had a shriek when I arrived. I went to that reception you've got, that ritzy reception, you know, and I was Kenneth Williams, a Russell Harty show, you know. She said, wait here. An attendant will accompany you. And this girl came along and dragged me through an underground garage.
Really?
I was practically, it was like Kafka, you know. And I said, is this the usual method? She said, it's the quickest way we have to get there. Quickest way. And we got shoved me in a dressing room and said, stay there. I said, it was a horrible little room. Really? Horrible. I was stuck in it. And
how did you entertain yourself there?
well, I just sat there feeling awful. The ego was round my ankles. I got worse and worse, because the last time we did it, you remember the old premises you had?
Yes.
There was a lovely great room and a party, you know, we all had the drinks, it was lovely. But stuck in a little dressing room, I was awful. Oh, I felt quite inhibited, you know.
Well, you can relax here, you've got a nice chair,
Yes,
a
that is
warm
true.
audience.
Yes, it's very rich.
How do you manage to combine such outrage as you've just gone through with such enormous amounts of acceptability? I mean, people accept you easily, and yet you outrage us all.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, after all, the essence of all true communication is a lack of inhibition, isn't it? That's the essence of it. If you're going to throw a party and everyone's going to get together, you've got to have what they call an icebreaker. Then people say, have a few drinks and a chat and all that, but I don't need it. You know, I've got it anyway. And I think that if you have a natural fluency, and I always have had, then, you know, without people and chat. I always go straight to people and chat. If I can't think of a line to say, I just say something from a popular song. You know, I say things like, I like New York in June, how about you? And, you know, just do that. It always works. The thing to do is get them talking.
Do you get your face slapped a lot?
No, it's never happened, that hasn't, no. I've been insulted.
You
I've
have?
had plenty of people say, why don't you shut your great mouth? You know, go on and on. You know, I did this broadcast recently, and I mentioned that a girl I knew, there was a question about when did you first go out with a girl? And this was at school, and I mentioned this girl that I went out with, and I said that she'd peed in the gutter. And you know, she did. She said, it's all right. She said, it's all right if you're taking short. She said, it's all right. And I mentioned this, and I got loads of letters saying, how disgraceful. Talking about people peeing. You know, and everyone gets sort of worked up about it. I always think it's very interesting trait in the English. There's a load of them, you know, from Mary Whitehouse down, who are all waiting to pounce on what they regard as immorality,
yes,
you know.
right, yeah.
Whereas, in actual fact, what really is it that offends these people? I mean, it can either be one of two things. Either it can be something so deeply offensive that it cuts across every grain of morality, so to speak, which, of course, then you have every right to object, something totally disgraceful. Or it's that they feel something's being said which could corrupt. Now, this is one of the favourite ploys of the people that are anti-permissive sort of entertainment. They say things like, well, they could corrupt, you'll see. Those people with that filth coming out, that could corrupt. Young people watching could be corrupted, you see, which is all rubbish.
Do you feel that...
Absolute rubbish.
Do you feel...
Children are never corrupted by it, believe me. You're only corrupted by your own smells, never by other people's. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Do you feel what?
I feel very embarrassed now.
Oh, no, you haven't got any smells. No. I didn't mean it personally.
Do you feel there is anything in the world that you wot of at this night that could possibly corrupt you, or are you incorruptible?
Oh, I'm totally incorruptible. Totally, yes. Once you've got a faith, I don't think anything can really dislodge it. You know what I mean? I think that a faith... Yes, I was brought up strict Wesleyan. And they've departed now. We were all incorporated into the Methodists, if you please. I was furious about it. All took place without any prior knowledge. I didn't know. They suddenly announced we were all going to be bunged in with the Methodists. So now I'm with them. But I was brought up in that way, and my father always said to me, don't bring to the house, don't make friends. He always used to say that, don't bring Don't make friends with anyone you can't bring to the house to meet your mother and me. So all my acquaintances were formed on that basis, and I think that was pretty safe,
And
it
it's
was
worked.
pretty good. It
It's
worked,
worked.
yes. They brought me up on that sort of code, Wesleyan, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and that works all right. It works very well indeed.
You didn't get on awfully well with your dad, though, did you?
Well, insofar as the job was concerned, no. He wanted a trade. He was always like, you've got to get a trade, boy. You must have a trade. You get on about trade all the time. Yes, you know. Yes. Obviously a few here that have come under parental control. Actually, my father's belief in this was based on appalling poverty because he'd never had one himself. He was a van boy on the LMS and brought up, his family, my mother and 2 children, in a couple of rooms off the Caledonian Road and felt very keenly this
Did he
awful
talk like
early
you?
poverty.
Did he talk like you?
My father was a Cockney. No, he didn't talk like me at all. No, he hated my kind of talk. He always said, what are you going around with a plum in your mouth for? Talk like that for? Putting it on, giving yourself airs. Well, I wasn't giving myself airs at all. I simply talk like this because I rather like drawing out vowel sounds, because the English language is full of the most beautiful vowel sounds. Yes. Lovely. I remember Mervyn Peake, when I did that play, The Wit to Woo, saying plum and bum are lovely sounds, and they are. They're so round and rich, aren't they? Beautiful sounds.
Now, for someone who actually gives out so beautifully, and my God, you're God's gift to this kind of programme, because it's, I sit back and enjoy it all.
Yes, but why are we able to sit back and enjoy it all with you? Because you've got that thing, what I was saying earlier on. People become uninhibited with you. The first time I did an interview with you, do you remember when that was?
Yes.
August of '72. Now, we started chatting straight away, didn't we? There were no barriers, you see. Now, that's the great thing in an interviewer. You're the only one that's got it. You make people feel they can sit back and, it's all happening, it's all lovely. You see, now, that's the thing with interviewing. I find the other ones that sort of lead you or try to take the piss. Do you know what I mean? They try to get in on some angle.
Like they ask you why you don't like jelly under your soap.
Oh, that's another one. Well, that is an inhibition of mine. I really can't stand jelly under the soap. No, I do. I prop it up. I can't stand that awful sludge underneath the soap. I can't stand it. I really hate it. I've got a lot of phobias like that. Have you got phobias too?
Yes, I have. I now put my soap onto I put the nail brush upwards.
Yes. So that it drains.
So it drains
dry. Yes, that's right. Oh, I feel that terribly. And I can't stand footsteps, I can't stand it. I'll wait till they go by. But footsteps behind, the regular footstep behind, I can't bear.
And also, I read that you've just gotten yourself a settee.
Well, I did.
Or a sofa.
Yes, I did, Russell, I did. It was pushed on me by friends who kept saying, because I'm always saying, one of my great lines is, well, I am simply sitting here waiting for death, because I always say that. I always say that. Well, I say it's the one visitor you can't refuse. We're all going to have him, whether we like it or not, aren't we? And I always say, well, I'm sitting here waiting for death, serving tea to friends. You see, that's all I ever give them. I won't have a drink in the house. And, no, dear. Burglar alarm on the dustbin, I've got.